sides. And, we did play not even 24 hours ago, but we're pros. That's part of being a pro, and everyone has this. And so how are you mentally going to lock in? How are you physically?
In what promises to be one of the most pivotal early matchups of the 2025 WNBA season, the Indiana Fever are preparing to face off against the powerhouse New York Liberty in a Sunday showdown that has fans from across the league tuning in with anticipation. The game, which tips off at 12 p.m. Central Time on CBS, can be streamed online through services like DirecTV Stream and Fubox, both offering free trial options for viewers looking to catch the action without committing to a subscription. The Indiana Fever come into this game riding a wave of cautious optimism, holding a 2-1 record after a gritty and hard-fought 81-76 win against the Atlanta Dream. That victory, though not without its flaws, showcased the evolving chemistry and resilience of the Fever roster. At the forefront of that win was veteran forward Natasha Howard, whose performance electrified fans and reminded the league why she remains one of the most versatile and explosive players in the game. Howard poured in 26 points, connecting on an impressive 12 of 17 field goals, demonstrating a level of offensive consistency and confidence that the Fever will undoubtedly need against a defensive-minded Liberty squad. Yet, not all aspects of the Fever's play were firing on all cylinders. Much of the attention in recent weeks has been focused on rookie sensation Caitlin Clark, whose entrance into the WNBA has been accompanied by overwhelming media coverage, heightened expectations, and the weight of reinvigorating a franchise long in search of its identity. Clark, who is known for her deep shooting range, clutch playmaking, and competitive fire, struggled mightily against Atlanta, scoring just 11 points on the night and going 0-5 from beyond the arc. It was a performance that raised eyebrows among analysts and fans alike, not because of the scoreline alone, but because of the rhythm and decision-making challenges she seemed to face throughout the contest. Despite the shooting slump, Clark remains an integral part of the Indiana Fever's game plan. Her presence alone forces defenses to stretch and adapt, often creating opportunities for her teammates even when she's not scoring. The game against Atlanta, if anything, underscored the reality that success in the WNBA doesn't hinge solely on the output of a single player. No matter how heralded she may be, Indiana's coaching staff, led by Christy Sides, has shown a willingness to adapt and diversify the offensive attack, recognizing that the journey through a full WNBA season demands balance, depth, and strategic evolution. Against the Liberty, the Indiana Fever will need more than a bounce-back game from Clark. They'll need continued production from Howard, solid contributions from Aliyah Boston, the 2023 WNBA Rookie of the Year, and poise from role players like Kelsey Mitchell and Erica Wheeler. Boston, in particular, will play a critical role in the paint, where the Liberty boast elite talents like Jonquil Jones and Breena Stewart. Stewart, the reigning MVP, has been dominant once again in 2025, leading the Liberty to an undefeated start and averaging double-digit rebounds and points in every outing. Matching up against Stewart is a tall order for any forward. But Boston's physicality, high basketball IQ, and growing confidence make her one of the few players capable of holding her ground in such a matchup. What makes this contest even more compelling is the underlying narrative of old guard versus new blood. The New York Liberty are a team built on experience, boasting names like Sabrina Ionescu, Courtney Vandersloot, and the aforementioned Stewart. They represent the high standard of modern WNBA excellence, a team assembled with championship aspirations and the pedigree to make them a reality. On the other hand, the Indiana Fever are a squad on the rise, built around a young core still developing chemistry, leadership, and consistency. They are raw, talented, and hungry, with a fan base that has waited years for a genuine return to competitiveness. This game, then, is not just about standings or stats, it's about statements. It's about whether the Indiana Fever can prove themselves capable of standing toe-to-toe with the league's elite. It's about whether Caitlin Clark can rebound from adversity and reclaim her offensive rhythm under the spotlight. It's about whether players like Howard and Boston can shoulder the burden and impose their will on a game that will likely be decided in the trenches. Defensively, the Fever will need to bring their A-game. The Liberty are known for their high pace, three-point heavy offense, and their ability to spread the floor, exploit mismatches, and control tempo. Indiana's perimeter defenders will need to close out aggressively, communicate on switches, and avoid early foul trouble. If the Fever can stay disciplined on defense while executing clean offensive sets, they can keep the game within reach and potentially steal momentum late. The importance of this game isn't lost on anyone in the Fever organization. After years of underperformance and rebuilding seasons, there is a sense that 2025 could mark a turning point. The arrival of Clark has brought not only national attention, but a spark of belief, a sense that the Indiana Fever can become a perennial contender, not just a team with promise. The locker room energy, the hustle on both ends of the floor, and the post-game camaraderie all suggest a culture that is shifting in the right direction. The Liberty, for all their dominance, cannot afford to overlook the Fever, who have already proven they can hang with strong competition. And for Indiana, there's no better measuring stick than a team like New York, a litmus test for how far they've come and how far they still need to go. Fans watching the game, whether at Gainbridge Fieldhouse or from home, will be looking not just for a win, but for signs of growth. They'll be watching to see how Clark handles defensive pressure, how Boston battles in the paint, and how the bench responds when called upon. They'll analyze every substitution, every missed rotation, every fast break, because these moments are the building blocks of long-term success. For now, though, the focus is simple: compete, execute, and believe. The Indiana Fever may not yet be the juggernaut they aspire to become, but with each possession, each defensive stand, and each growing connection between teammates, they move one step closer. Today's game is not just another line on the schedule. It's a challenge, a spotlight, and a chance to show the league that the Fever are no longer an afterthought. They are a team in motion, rising, learning, and fighting.
She's been offensively at times putting us on her back. She's been doing such a good job of getting good shots and getting.
As the Indiana Fever prepare to take the court this afternoon against one of the most dominant teams in the WNBA, all eyes will once again fall on rookie phenom Caitlin Clark, who is looking to bounce back from a difficult shooting night against the Atlanta Dream. The Fever, now sitting at 2-1 early in the 2025 season, are seeking consistency, cohesion, and an identity in a league that rewards depth and resilience as much as individual brilliance. Clark's recent performance on 11-point outing, where she struggled to find her rhythm and went 0-for-5 from three-point range, did not reflect the talent or the competitive fire that fans have come to expect from the former Iowa Hawkeye. Still, one quiet game does not diminish the transformative impact she has already had on the Indiana Fever franchise. And today's matchup offers her the perfect opportunity to reset, refocus, and reassert her place as one of the league's rising stars. But standing in her way are the undefeated New York Liberty, a team that enters the contest with a flawless 2-0 record and the swagger of a roster that blends championship-level experience with dangerous offensive firepower. In their most recent game, the Liberty demolished the Chicago Sky in a 9-9-7-4 blowout that showcased just how deep and lethal their offensive rotation can be when fully engaged. Leading the way for New York was Natasha Cloud, a veteran guard whose intelligence, shooting accuracy, and leadership have become essential components of the Liberty's backcourt. Cloud finished that game with 18 points, connecting on 4 of her 5 attempts from beyond the arc, and looked every bit the offensive engine that New York needs her to be. What makes Cloud's performance even more notable is that she currently leads the team not just in points, but in assists as well, demonstrating her dual threat as both a scorer and facilitator. Against the Indiana Fever, Cloud will be expected to set the tone, once again driving the pace, exploiting mismatches, and pressuring Clark on both ends of the court. Her experience and poise contrast directly with Clark's youth and explosiveness, creating a fascinating backcourt duel that could very well decide the tone and trajectory of the game. While the Liberty have looked like a well-oiled machine through 2 games, the Fever remain a work in progress, yet one with undeniable upside. The presence of seasoned players like Natasha Howard, who exploded for 26 points in Indiana's previous win, and Aliyah, Boston last year's Rookie of the Year and one of the WNBA's most efficient low-post scorers, gives the Fever a stable foundation around which to build. Boston's ability to battle in the paint and finish through contact will be tested against New York's formidable front line, anchored by Breena Stewart and Jonquil Jones, both of whom bring a blend of size, mobility, and scoring finesse. For Indiana to pull off an upset, Boston will need to assert herself early, drawing fouls and slowing the Liberty's momentum by owning the interior. Meanwhile, Clark will have to balance aggression with control, looking for her shot when open, but also trusting her teammates and reading the floor with maturity beyond her years. One key to watch will be Clark's shot selection and how she responds to defensive schemes designed to frustrate her early. Against Atlanta, Clark faced double teams and aggressive traps that forced her into rushed decisions and contested jumpers. New York is likely to employ similar tactics, hoping to capitalize on turnovers and transition opportunities. However, what Clark showed even in that off night was her court vision, finding teammates like Kelsey, Mitchell, and Erica Wheeler with timely passes that kept Indiana's offense afloat when her own shots weren't falling. That willingness to trust the system and move the ball will be crucial if the Indiana Fever hope to break down a New York defense that thrives on rotations and weak side help beyond the X's and O's. Today's game also represents a battle of narratives. The Liberty are a team with clear championship aspirations, having reached the WNBA Finals in 2023 and continuing to build a juggernaut in 2025. They are experienced, disciplined, and driven by a core group that understands what it takes to win in high-pressure moments. The Indiana Fever, in contrast, are still defining themselves, with a mixture of youthful energy, new leadership, and growing confidence. They represent the future of the Liga team, on the rise that, while inconsistent at times, has the potential to disrupt the established hierarchy. A win today would be more than just a statistical boost. It would be a cultural victory, a proof of concept that all the rebuilding, all the draft picks, all the growing pains are beginning to coalesce into something tangible and powerful. It would also be a chance for Clark to silence critics and remind the league why her arrival has sparked record ticket sales, surging TV ratings, and nationwide excitement. While it's tempting to place the weight of the franchise on her shoulders, the Fever's evolution this season will depend just as much on their ability to share that burden. That means solid bench minutes, smart rotations from head coach Christie, sides, and collective effort on defense to contain New York's multidimensional attack. It means staying out of foul trouble, limiting second chance points, and communicating on screens. Against a team like the Liberty, mistakes are punished ruthlessly, so focus and discipline will be non-negotiable. Today's showdown, televised live on CBS, is more than just a game, it's a benchmark. It's a chance for the Fever to measure themselves against the gold standard and see how far they've come. For the Liberty, it's an opportunity to stay perfect, to sharpen their identity, and to make a statement that their championship window remains wide open. For fans watching at Gainbridge Fieldhouse or streaming online through DirecTV and Fuboc, the stakes couldn't be clearer. Every possession will matter, every loose ball will count, and every coaching adjustment will be scrutinized. And for Caitlin Clark, this is yet another chapter in what will be one of the most closely watched rookie seasons in league history. Will she rise to the occasion? Will Natasha Cloud repeat her scorching form and carry the Liberty to another dominant win? Will the Indiana Fever rally as a unit and prove that they are more than a one-player team? All these questions will be answered on the hardwood, where talent meets strategy and potential meets pressure. Regardless of the outcome, one thing is certain: the Indiana Fever are no longer just rebuilding. They are competing, learning, and slowly, surely